see my screen. I just need a bit of confirmation.
Yes, we can.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much for that. Okay. Good morning again. So we're just going to start right away. 1 minute. I know how I have a bit of have just 30 minutes. And I kept asking myself, how do the how do they want me to finish this session within 30 minutes? And I saw the slide. I was wondering what is going to happen, but we'll try as much as possible to cover
Doctor,
time.
I'm sorry to interrupt. You have from now till 10:30.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes,
that's good
please.
then. So
Yes.
I'll take it nice and slow then, because I was
All right.
thinking I have just said to me. Thank you for confirming that. So good morning. It's nice to be here this morning. I'm really elated to be in this session. And I believe we're going to take something out of here, as I also believe that it's been a good time in this cohort of this particular course. I believe you've catch up quite some very interesting information that will inspire your career. So this morning we're going to go into grit and resilience, basically, which I think a lot of us shouldn't have problem with that word. And not only that, majority of people that are joining, I think we belong to one what's it called? One religious body or the other. So the environment, basically, as far as I know, can I have the video? I don't know what you mean by that message. Sorry, I'm just responding to the message by Mercy. Mercy, I don't know what you mean by your message. If you could clarify on that, please say, can you have my video? My video is on already. Um, Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry. I was just talking about the camera. So that's what I mean. Okay. It's on already, and I believe everyone can see my face. All right. So like I said earlier on, a lot of us belong to a religious body, and we go to church, we go to mosque, and permit me to say this, I'm a Christian as well. Okay. I'm a believer of God. So permit me to say this, a lot has happened in church and religious centers about this, just being because more is done in terms of motivational speaking now. So we've heard a lot about resilience. We've heard a lot about going out there, push it. You can make it. You can be this. You can be that. So this topic is not new to anyone in this session. So we're just going to take it a little bit in a different dimension, basically, if you allow me to go in that. So we will look at some few things. We'll look at how we can actually be resilient in pursuing our dreams and our vision or career or whatever we want. I think the first time I had this opportunity to teach this session, I told a little bit about my story to be where I am today. And the story goes on and on and on up till this moment that we speak. I know what resilience has taken me from where I was to where I am now, and I know where it's taking me because I'm one of those people that never take no for an answer. I'm just always eager to go to the next level, and stick my head out into a lot of troubles in terms of career progression, basically, and every other things in life. And I find it works. It works. So we're gonna go through this thing. So I'm not gonna share much of my story this time around, but we just look through some things, and I will be hearing some things from you as well. So, Messi, you're gonna do a lot for me by what you call managing the chat room, because I will expect a lot of comment on the chat room, and anyone that is so key or very important, I will attend to it immediately by bringing you on to speak. So
All
if you have
right.
any question as I speak along, please post it in the chat room. And if you have any point you want clarity on, please post in the chat room and we will come back to that. as we move on. So we're talking about resilience this morning, and once again, welcome. So permit me to start from this point by picking things from what my very good friend and boss posted on his LinkedIn. I'm a very good fan of this guy. I follow him every day. I check his page and try to pick some key things that he's talking about. If you are not doing that, please, Dr. Orlando is someone you should follow on all his platform. On all his platform is someone you should follow. You get some very, very important information that can transform your life. So I will. He didn't ask me to canvas for him or campaign for him, but he is someone you need to follow on your social media. All right, because he's got something he's giving out to the world. So let's start from these things he has mentioned today. As you can see on my screen, there are three critical things that deter people from achieving greatness and their full potential. Three. In your own perspective, maybe more than three, but in his own research, he found these three things. And I found these three things very important to our discussion today, especially two of them. Two of them. And we're gonna pick this one by one. They do not have a deep desire to be great. Absolutely correct. They do not have a desire to be great. I remember quickly when I started working in the United Kingdom, I started working as a secondary school teacher before moving to the higher education. And I remember final year students, one day we're having a session and it's a motivational to inspire them. And I asked a question, what do you want to become? And to my amazement or to my surprise, 97% of the student in the class said nothing, nothing. I mean, nothing. I'm just going to inherit my parents' property and I move on from there. I rely on benefits or anything that comes my way, you know. And I was like, come, this is students that in Nigeria we call it SS3, right? This is students that are writing SS3 and they are telling me they have no vision, no desire to be anything, no desire. And it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter those students are in secondary school. We have a lot of people today that don't have that desire to be great. It's a clear thing. You have desire to do well, but not to do excellently well. That is where you start defining the word great or the word greatness. It is not until you have billions of pounds or dollars or naira in your account that you can say you are great. It is not up to that. But the point is, who knows you? If they are going to mention three, four people in at your place of work or in what you do, will you be among those people? That is when we can be looking at you that you are great. So it's not in terms of money here. So let's keep that. They do not have a deep desire, something driving them to do well, to be beyond where they are now. They are secretly afraid and fearful of their own greatness. That is another key word. You know, when you see something that is more like a dream and you are wondering, I mean, come on, this is not for me. This should be for someone else. I don't think I can ever achieve that. And they are afraid of the fact that they can be better than where they are or better than what they have right now. All right. Again, I am not. So I will appreciate if you don't look at material things throughout this discussion. All right. I'm not talking in that direction. All right. You are afraid that, okay, how can I be? How can I start a business? How can I be an entrepreneur? How can I be able to talk in front of business owners? How am I able to explore my dream and do whatever I want to do? How am I able to explore that career to a point where I am known? You know, I wanted to be a professor. I mean, while I was very, very young, I wanted to be a professor at the age of 40. That was my dream. At some point in my life, it was like it's not going to be possible. What do I mean by that? I was withdrawn from school. I was withdrawn from school for very poor performance. I joined the bad gang. I wasn't smoking. I wasn't doing anything. It's just that the bad gang I mean is that we jumped the fence of my school to go play football. We just go play football, and Result came out at the end of the year. I was withdrawn from. It was that bad. It was that bad, and it seems the end of the world. I mean, the world. But I had a dream, and that dream was to be a professor at so year. All right, we'll come to that. And the third one, they lack the knowledge, skill, ability, and competence, experience, and exposure to be great. This is three key things. And I will say the third one is what we are exposed to majorly. Majorly. Most of us are here because we want to gain knowledge, we want to gain skill, we want to expose ourselves, we want to be aware of certain level of skills that will take us from where we are to the next level. All right. So some people lack it, and that is why we are here. Basically, that's why we're here to gain this skill. All right. But how we focus more on the two, on the first two, right? Which is they do not have the deep desire to be great, and the second one, they are secretly afraid and fearful in their own greatness. All right. So as we are going through this session, I just wanted to think about those two words. All right. Those two words. And I want you to be original with me this morning. I'm not afraid to share my story with anyone. I'm used to doing that as a coach and a mentor. I'm sure I'm very, very open to share my story. And that helps me because at the point of vulnerability is where you learn. It's where you move to the next level when you expose yourself to an environment that can be of help anyways, not be it an environment that is toxic. All right, so let's leave that there. So those are two things I want you to focus on. The first two things here, they do not have a deep desire to be great, and the second one, they are secretly afraid and fearful of their own greatness. Thank you, Orlando. Thank you very much for these insightful words. So I'll go to the next slide, which is still a follow-up on on that. It takes discipline. I mean, the word dream is clear to everyone. When you say dream, you can categorize dream in so many ways. You can explain it in so many ways. Now, I'm not talking about the ones that you slept now last night and you were dreaming of eating of eating turkey, or the one you slept and you're dreaming of something. Can I have someone that is scribbling on my screen to stop doing that, please? Try and Mercy, if you can just disable anybody ability to scribble on the screen. All right. So dreams. I'm not talking about those dreams. I dreamt that I was driving a Ferrari last night. No, 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 not that, not that, not that. We're talking about a vision to become something. I'm talking about becoming something. Let me put it that way. I don't want to start mentioning careers and all of that. So when I say something, I'm talking about something great. All right. So now it takes discipline, which is for the acronym D. It takes routine, consistently doing the same thing over and over again. All right. You're going through a continuous cycle. We live in an agile environment. All right. And that is why in the academia, we hear the word agile a lot. Agile leadership, agile management, agile project management, continuous. It just keep going around the cycle. All right. Education, action, and mentality. Again, if you look into these five acronyms, all right, it takes these five acronyms to turn your dreams, your vision, what you want to become into reality. It takes these five things, very key. But if you look into these five things, and we go back to what Orlando said in my first slide, you'll find out that a lot of us only focus on the third one, the middle one, which is education. Education is good. I'm not saying it's not good. Education is good. Excellent. I mean, it gets us to a point where we are aware of the environment, we are aware of the society, we are aware of opportunities and all of that. We are able to know what is our weaknesses, our strengths, and any other thing that is important. We're able to take over opportunities that comes our way. We're able to be aware of the threat as well. All right, so education is excellent. We have emphasized on that. We grew up with that. Go to school. I always blame my parents today because I think as much as I want to be a professor, well, I mean, I want to be a great footballer. If my parents were smart enough to see me on the pitch play, then I would have been a great footballer. My younger brother would have been a great footballer. My elder brother would have been a great footballer because we're doing excellently well. I played for under 13 of my states then without the knowledge of my dad. sneak out and to go play for the state. I would have been, but I was discouraged. No, it has to be education. It has to be. You got to go to school. You got to read. You have to do. That is all we think about. That's all. And that's the same. That's what got us to where we are today, anyways. All right. So we focus more on education. But what about discipline? Discipline not in terms of sit down there, don't stand up, or the punishment. No. How disciplined, how focused, how intentional am I pursuing the career that I want to pursue? And not just be a member of the organization, but contributing significantly to the organization progress. All right. I joined my first higher institution that I joined here in the UK. It took just 1 year of joining that institution to be promoted to be a deputy of a department. Just 1 year. 1 year. I'm not flaunting that. I'm not. I'm just trying to bring a point out there. So I joined organization with an intention, not because I just want to be there. All right. Not because I have the degree, but I go to contribute something that speak my name out there. So when they're thinking two, three people, my name is there. I have people who've joined the organized institution for 10 years, 10 years, but they didn't consider them, but they consider just a guy that just joined under a year to lead people that have been there. That've got more experience than me because I was coming from a secondary school education to a higher education. So I don't have the experience. That's the truth. But I've got people in my department that has got experience, 10 years, 11 years of experience in doing the same job. But they did not consider them for the position. So now that is what I mean when I talk about greatness. How do you pursue greatness in your career? How do you pursue greatness in your studies, in whatever you are doing? How do you pursue it to be where you want to be? Even when they look at two, three people, am I going to be among those three people? All right, I'm one of those people that don't settle well, like I said earlier on. I don't settle. So you need these five things, and this is actually what makes a resilience: discipline, routine, education, action, and mentality. That makes up the resilience that we're talking about today, and it helps us to turn our dreams into reality. So, we're talking about grit. Do you have the guts to take whatever it takes to be great in your career, to be that one voice, that one entrepreneur that everybody remembers when they're talking about something? How resilient are you? Are you able to, do you have the initiative to take the next step? And how tenacious are you? So we'll be looking at a lot of things today within the 1 hour that we have. So let's move on. But I want everybody to participate in the next thing we're going to do. I want you to be sincere. I want you to be sincere with this activity. I want you to be sincere. All right, look into this and answer the question sincerely. To see how gritty you are, answer the question below. Assigning a number between 1 and 5, where 1 is very much like me and 5 is not at all like me. Tally your score and divide it by 10. All right? Instruction is one of the first thing in education, following instruction. Between 1 and 5, 1 means very much like me, 5 means not at all like me. So we now need to combine those words together and now divide it by 10. I mean, those numbers and divide it by 10. Now, the instruction is don't overthink your answer or try to guess right answer. Be honest at this point. Like I said earlier on, one of the problem about people not becoming what they want to become is because they don't want to be vulnerable. They are scared of exposing their weaknesses. And the point is that I always tell my clients, until I know your weaknesses, I don't know how to help you solve your problem. All right. Even when we go to organizations, I remember while working for Orlando, then let me say, he always say we're working together. Well, working for him, then he always says something. You need to know the pains of the organization. So if you don't tell me your pains, how am I able to give you a solution to the pain? So, be expose yourself in this activity. Don't overthink your answer. Answer question 1 to 10. I just give you a couple of minutes to complete that. And do me a favor, post your Post your answer on the chat. All right. Mercy, please, can you help me follow up on that? Post your answers on the chat. I want to see who's got the highest and who's got the lowest. Don't worry about that. We'll come to the point where we explain what that is. All right. Put your answers in the chat. Let me go to the chat myself. Oh, sorry. Okay. Please put your answers in the chat. Just trying to. Answers in the chat. Edith, you're funny. I should have been. Don't mind my parents. They didn't let me be a footballer. All right. All right. So add all together. Isaac, come down. Add all together. Divide by 10. Then you have your final answer. Then that is what I want you to put in the chat. So that is going to help us to pick up from there. So add up everything that you get from the question 1 to 10, then put it in the chart. Add it up before you put it in and put in the chart. Like I said, be vulnerable. Do not try to say, no, I need to have a high score. No, take your time. Expose yourself to me. Let me put it that way. Expose yourself to us. Let's know so we can know how to help ourselves here. All right. I did a test myself yesterday. It was amazing what I got. What amazing. It was amazing what I got. Richard, you have 2.2. Thank you, Richard. I have Princess, who's got 2.1. I have Benefit, who's got 3. Blessings got 2.5. Let it keep coming. Magdalene got 2.4. Excellent. Let it keep coming. I know I don't have much time. I will manage it. Don't worry. But this is important because I may not even finish the slide, which is no problem. I believe you guys have access to the slide, which is fine. All right. So you can always go through the slide. I will make the slide available later on, Edith and Mercy, because I've worked on some things on the slide. So you may want to share the one I've reworked. So I've got 3 bright. I've got Isa to be 2.5. Stephen 2.5, Mustafa 1. Thank you. I'm really excited at the numbers I'm getting. So far, the highest I've gotten is 3, which is Benefit and Bright. Okay, I will need both of you very soon. Oh, sorry. Somebody just won. Yemi, right? Yemi has got 3.7. So if I just mention your name, just be I may call on you any moment as we move on. So I'll leave the next 4 minutes. The next 4 minutes, for this activity. I've got 91 people in this class, 91. So I should have 91 answers. Should have 91 answers. When I teach online and I don't get feedback from students, I always just conclude that those students only just log in and they're busy in the kitchen. It's Saturday morning, so we're busy in the kitchen trying to make breakfast and all of that for the family, which is fine. It is understandable, but at the same time, this is also important. So I want to say, I'm saying 3.6. If I don't mention him, don't worry. I can see your score. I'm just trying to pay attention to the top one and the lowest one I've seen. So I have Mustafa Ajibolo Dutala to be 1. So Mustafa, I'm coming to you in a minute. And Yemi, get ready as well. 3.7. 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. We're almost there. We're almost there. It's interesting. It's interesting. I was really looking. I was really looking that, okay, I'm going to see someone going to beat my score yesterday. But I've not seen. You don't know if my score was 0 anyways. My score maybe 0. All right. 2.1. Okay, good. I have two. I think we can move on with this. Since I've not seen anything out of the ordinary or out of what I currently have. So I have a 3.7 and I have 1. So I'm going to take on these people. Please, the administrator, can you note these people, and I'll like you to unmute them when it's time for them to speak. Number 1 is Mustafa Ajibola Odutola. And number 2 is Yemi. I don't have the full name, but you know yourself. You on this platform you have YEMMY, Yemi. What again? All right, let's kick off because we don't have luxury of time, right? Can I start with Mustafa, please? Mustafa, can you come online?
Yes, please. Good
Hello,
morning.
Mustafa. How are you? Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr.
I'm
Henry.
really excited to
fine.
have you on this session. All right, Mustafa, what do you do at the moment?
I'm a data analyst
The
currently.
data, excellent, excellent. So you should be doing well. You guys rule the world now, isn't it?
Kind of.
I mean, all of us now need to go into digital skill because the WEF World Economic Forum said 50% of the world workforce needs to upskill in digital skill. That was as of their last meeting. So
That's very
all of us
correct.
are coming for your career, Mustafa. All
You
of
know,
us.
it's a wide and huge field,
Yeah,
so everyone is available and everyone is welcome. The
excellent.
spectrum is large from data engineering to data analysis. It's a large spectrum.
Exactly, exactly. I know. Thank you, thank you. Now, why do you think you have that number? It's such a small number. You know, when you look at all the questions I was asked, why will you have just one? Why are you not in the high number? What do you think you are doing that you think maybe you're not doing it right?
Okay. The first one is time management issue.
Yeah.
Then task aside project task at work.
Mm,
But this reflection of one is coming from life experience. Like if it's a task coming from work, I get those ones done. But personal task, it's
mm,
always a challenge. So that is why sometimes I have some projects. For example, the first one, new ideas and projects sometimes distract me from the previous one. Yes, that is often true. Once I find a new training coming up, I'm not that I will totally leave the old training. I will jump on the new training. The idea is to add more skill sets to the existing one.
yeah.
So in the process of doing that, I tend to lose more
You ignore
focus
the other
on
one.
yes, yes. Then
Just a quick one before you
okay.
continue. Just a quick one. Just a quick one. The reason we all focus more, ensuring we complete our task, is because work is work. That is where my livelihood comes from. So we put all attention to work and forget about our own self. And from my years of teaching leadership and management, I understand that if your dreams, or let me say, if your goals and the goal of your organization doesn't go in line together, so if your organization is achieving success, if you are not achieving success, then there is something wrong. There is a problem. And a lot of us have problem in that. We put all our life into the organization, but in our individual journey, we don't pay attention to that. That is why we always find alignment between us and the organization goal, my goal and the organization goal. We come into that in a minute. All right. And that is one thing important. Do you have a diary, Mustafa?
No, I don't have one. I only recently introduced a Google Calendar to manage my meetings and tasks.
All right. I want you to get a diary where you write all your ideas down. Every idea that comes to your mind, get a diary to write it down. Write it down. And you can always go back to it. So
Okay.
you can now
Noted.
pick, okay, I've achieved this one. Then you know that, okay, the one I left 3 days ago, because I found a new idea, I can now go back to it and start thinking about it. And one of the things to do to help you in that, which I'll round up on you now. One of the things you need to do is just to cut off some of your sleeping moments. All right.
Yes. Okay.
So cut down your sleep drastically. Within the space of 6 months, I think I have published about 7 journals. And my colleague kept asking. I said, "You guys are busy sleeping when I'm awake in the night." All right. I look chubby, but I don't sleep. All right, Mustafa, it's nice talking with you. I really appreciate
Thank you
those
so much,
moments.
sir.
I thank you for being true and being truthful to us and open up to us, and appreciate it.
Thank
Just
you,
quickly,
boss.
let's go to Yemi. Though I have another person who's clicked 3.8, but let me go to Yemi 3.7 quickly. Yemi 3.7. If he or she is not available, I can go to someone
I'm
that's
here.
okay. Excellent,
Good,
excellent. Good morning, sir. Is this
good
Sir?
morning,
Is this Sir or Ma?
ma.
Sorry,
Female?
is this Sir or
It's a
Ma?
female.
Okay, female. Good morning,
Ma.
Ma. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning.
That's quite a good number compared to every other person in this class. Only two of you have a very significant number, which is 3.7. The next person is just 3.8. All right. Every other person is around 3 and below. Excellent. So there is something you must be doing well that makes you stand out. What do you think you've been doing well out of these 10 points?
Yeah, I'm not that I'm doing anything far above anybody, but I personally have an approach to issues generally, and that is having a resilient spirit.
Mm. Okay.
You know, that whatever you set your mind to achieve, I don't look at failures. Yes, I have had instances where I have set goals. And there are hindrances, there are obstacles on the way. But I believe I don't look at failures. Even when I fail, I believe when you fail, it is just letting you know that that approach is not working. Try another approach, and
Mm.
until you get your achieve your goal. So that's just like a personal philosophy about
Thank you.
life. Not that there are no instances of failure, but just keep moving. Yeah, I believe in keep moving. Don't give up.
Excellent.
That's it.
Excellent. Not giving
Thank
up.
you very much.
Just trying to do it again. I try
Thank
to do
you.
something. I try to do something. I stopped using the word failure. I just use the word setback. I think people that are not resilient use the word failure. I'm sorry if I sound more like a motivator or something. It's just my philosophy. I just try to find a word that helps me to go back to my setbacks. So the word failure make it look like it's not possible. That's the end of the road. But the word setback means okay, like you said, I have another approach. Let me try again. Let me go again. But the word failure means, oh, it's done. It's done. Like I said, when I was withdrawn from school, my parents told me, oh, sorry, you need to go learn tailoring or I was making shoes then, far back. A lot of people are making money with shoe making now, right? Building shoes. And in my secondary school, I was so industrial that I was building all my standards in school, then I was making it myself. But they're all dead. They're all dead now. you know. So I remember when one don't work, I want to go back to it. It is a setback that I cannot do this. I look for another approach to in my design to make it work, and it always work at the end of the day, which is excellent. Bright, thank you. That has been my story. I tend to put the organization first, so thank you for that word, Bright. Thank you so much, Yemi. You made us know that it pays to be resilient. It pays to always go back to anything that looks like a setback. Thank you. And finally, the person with 3.8, Omotola Dosumo, can you come up finally? Omotola Dosumo. Quickly. I have less than.
Um, Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you? Good morning. Nice to
Very
have
well,
you.
thank you.
So again, the
And you?
question will go to you. What are you doing so special? I mean, 3.8, that's your top in the class. What are you doing specially?
But I'm really shocked. But basically, I didn't do very well as a young student. I I wasn't very academically smart, and I had a lot of the kind of parents we have. They say you have to work harder, do this. So I felt like a failure.
Mm.
And going through university, I didn't get very good ranks or grades. So I didn't even work with what I studied at all. So eventually I worked for some time, and afterwards I realized that I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. So I got into something that I really enjoyed doing, and I realized that really doing what you love to do makes a whole lot of difference. You
Mm.
know, you you don't want to see it fail. You keep working at it. You're very resilient. You try other ways. You compare. You are hard on yourself.
Yeah.
You keep doing the same thing better and better till you perfect it of somewhat. And that has been my story. I'm not perfect. I'm not even there yet, but I will keep pushing. I wouldn't give up. I will just keep pushing till I'd ask advice, I'd look at, and thank God for the world of social media. You can always see in my head, I know there's always someone better than I am.
You can talk to. Excellent. So
Yes.
it's talk to.
Basically,
Excellent.
that's my lifestyle.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. That is another keyword you mentioned there. It's all about what you desire or dream. What do I dream to be? Thank you. What do I dream to be, or what is on my head? At times, what's on your head is that dream. What exactly do I love? Do I love to do? Which is another keyword in all we've said. If you want to share your story with us, you can share it in the screen, please. I mean, in the chat room, and I'll come back to it. I mentioned some earlier on, and Bright already commented to that he puts his organization first over himself. That's a lot of conversation we can be having afterwards. No, we don't have much of a time. But I want to thank everybody for being factual or being truthful to yourself, exposing yourself to us this morning. So let's come back to here. This is where you are. If you look into that table there, so if you have 2.5, you are just 10% grit, 10%. So when it comes to resilience, you're just 10%. So that means you're not pushing enough. You're not pushing. You're not giving everything. There are things that you need to go back to, like Mustafa said earlier on. These are literally things that we don't pay attention to. Having a diary, we don't pay attention to it. I've seen young people here, even in secondary school, they have diary. They have diary, they put things down, they list it down, they put it in there. So even when many years after, they go back to that, oh, this is what I wrote here. And that helps you to go back to it or go back to an idea. All right. So many things that I mean, on my phone, I have a note there. I have a lot in there. So when I'm going to have a talk or a speech somewhere, I first go to my diary and check what have I written somewhere that is relevant to what I'm going to talk about. I always find something. So that means your brain should never sleep. You should keep desiring, keep thinking through things. The world is big enough. It's a room of opportunities. The world is that we live in right now is a room of opportunities. I teach a model entrepreneurship in my university, and I told my students, and just the same way, our parents used to tell us then, I'm Yoruba, all right? Our parents used to tell us then that the people out there don't have two heads, all right? So if they can do, you can do it. Absolutely true. The same way you're thinking, permit me to say this, the same way you are thinking is the same way Orlando is thinking. Yeah, I know I'm checking time, okay? It's the same way Orlando is thinking. But he's able to cook something like this, and all of us are benefiting from it. All right? The same way. Everybody have been great. Your CEO, your managers, the same way they can think is the same way you can think. But the point is, we just do not push. We are limited. Some of us just only limit ourselves to our livelihood, and that's all we bother about. So you can see how weak, I'm sorry to say the word, but permit me to just use that word. We can see how weak we are in terms of pushing, being resilient. If you permit me to go again to that dream, it says discipline, 10%. That shows we're 10% discipline. What happened to 90%? That means routine. We're not. We're not going back. Even education, we're not. Action, mentality, 10, less than average. Less than average. So everybody that's got less than average, I want to give you an assignment. Sit down after this class, after today. Think about every failed project and see if you can go back to it. Every failed project you've ever had. Everyone. I was doing research one day and I saw an interesting article or something that talks about Google Graveyard. And I saw thousands of ideas that are not successful. Thousands of ideas are not successful. Google, I mean, come on, Google. Thousands of ideas are not successful, but they kept a graveyard for it. Why? I was just thinking through it. Maybe they want to go back to it someday. All right, so let's go quickly. I mean, 1 hour, it's just too small to talk. Great. A personality trait characterized by perseverance and passion. Somebody talk about what you love doing, passion for achieving long-term goals. So it's not short time. It's not something I just want to do 1 week. Individuals with high grit are able to maintain their determination. So everyone that is below 50% today, you've not been able to maintain your determination and motivation over a long period, despite experiencing with failure and adversity. All right, that is what it means. Below average today. So you don't have that personal characteristics. You don't have that perseverance or passion. I understand environmental factors at times makes us not to be, but that is what it is. The ability of people or things to recover quickly after something unpleasant, such as shock and injury and all of that. You can see all the word you can use for resilience, a lot of things. But I'm going to skip quickly because I just have 5 minutes. I'm going to skip quickly into something that probably I'm going to end there. You have access to this slide so you can read through some things. I'm going to go here, if you permit me to go here. Yeah, let's look at the ABC model of resilience. And this is what the problem is most time. I'll use 2 minutes on this and I'll be out of here. Adversity, belief, and consequences. Let's look at this. The ABC model, resilience, adversity, which is, again, pick it from here, challenging situation, right? So this is what it is. I didn't pass my driving test. I'm terrible at driving. I'm in the danger of others and should never drive again. And feelings, it's not a good thing. Let it go. I don't think I'm born to be that. So why should I bother myself? And it brings us here. Something triggers the external world. The external environment always triggers something. Then it is now your ability to believe that, okay, I can explore this opportunity that brings a response. And that response is a change of behavior, which can either be positive or negative. All right? Can be positive or negative. All right. So the whole thing now, it is not even about the trigger, because there's always be an event. There will always be an opportunity. There will always be setbacks. There will always be a point where you think, oh, I'm not cut out for this. I don't think I am made to do this. Now, the whole thing is what happens at the point of self-talk, talking to yourself at the B. What happens there? What do I do at that point? And that is where the resilience comes in, where you are able to think, where you are able to be deliberate, where you are able to believe that even if you fail, you can go back to it again, where you are able to be disciplined, where you're able to be like, okay, I'll give it a go again, despite the fact that it has failed. I will find another approach, like what someone said. And one thing again, let me go back to what that lady said. What you love doing, I'll give a quick story and I'll be out of here. My son goes to school. Well, he's doing well in his school. Let me put it away. Then I found out he was given a musical instrument, trombone, to play, and he doesn't like trombone. And because he doesn't like trombone, he doesn't like his teacher. So the teacher is always complaining that, oh, he's not doing well. If he's doing well in academics, he needs to do well in this. And one day I heard him and his mom talking about something, and I kept quiet. Then in the morning when I was dropping him at the coach, and I told him, I heard your mom talking about this. Let me tell you the secret. If you don't like a teacher, you cannot succeed. So you need to like this instrument. You need to like your teacher. And you're going to succeed in this instrument. Then he left. He came back that same day because he had practice that day in school. He came back that day. He got 5 merits on that same instrument. 5 merits on that same instrument. He has never. And the teacher called him afterward and asked him, what has happened? Because he decided to love the instrument and decided to like his teacher or love his teacher. And that helped him because it's a belief system. That I don't like this instrument. It's a belief system. And in the school that year, in year 7, it was only 2 of them that were picked as the best in that same instrument. 2. So it is your belief system. And that takes you to that ending that you were expecting. There's a lot to talk about, but I just felt I should stay on the key things that is important. That is why I stayed on this on these few things. Like I always say, I am open. You can always get my contact from the administrator and they will reach out to me. I can book a session. You can book a session with me. We can go through things one-on-one. All right. I always open and give my sessions for free to any of our students who are willing to have that one-on-one coaching or mentoring session. Let's talk about those fears and all those things, and we can talk about your belief system, how you are able to start imagining things again, creating those images and making meanings of those images and actually turning them into be something that is worthy. It's 10:30, right? It's 10:30. I'm supposed to finish 10:30. Am I correct? Or 10:20?
10:30.
10:30. I had 10 minutes more. Oh, come on. And I was rushing. Sorry, guys. Sorry. So you can see how the system works. It's just like a computer system, all right? The processing center is actually what happens or what brings out the work. So we need to go back. The things we believe and the stories we tell ourselves affect the way we respond to difficult events. All right? I don't like it and I don't think I can do it. Automatically, there's nothing you put into it, you're not going to. I get into the organization that I am in now. I moved into another uni. I get into it, and instantly, first day of getting into the organization, I calculate blah blah blah. Okay, who do I need to overtake? That's the first thing that came to my mind. I'm so, and it's my life. It's my life. I'm not envious of people. All right. Of course, I love people doing well. I love to do well like them. But the first thing that comes to my mind is I'm not envious of your position, but I want to overtake you. Right? I want to overtake you. So the first thing that comes to mind against the organization is how? Who am I overtaking here? Who do I need to overtake? Even my manager. Even my manager. He's one of my targets. And that has been my way. It's not in a dubious way or in a bad way, but that helps me to contribute. That helps me to contribute to the organization. I just joined this uni under a year now, and I know where I was before I joined. I was literally at the bottom, but now I'm close. I'm close. All right. I remember 2 months ago. No, 2 months or 1 month ago, I was chosen among about 40 something of us in my department to champion something. And they said, we've seen your commitment into this module that has been a problem to us. So actually somebody deliberately gave me that troublesome module so that I can deliver and maybe fail. But God is so good that I was able to crack it and deliver something that, and then I took me from there into face-to-face conversation with management where I'm able to now share some ideas. And based on that, they were able to pay for a conference they have never paid for anybody before in the entire history of the institution, the university. Never paid for anybody. Pay the conference, go represent us here and deliver this. Because my belief system is that there is something called greatness that I can deliver here. So we need to work on that. Personality factors to say we're resilient. Self-directedness. People with this quality tend to accept responsibility for their mistakes. When you're wrong, all right, you learn from there and move on. Cooperativeness. Cooperating with people, learning from others. Learning from others is another key thing. Harm avoidance. People who are decisive and less anxious can more easily accept uncertainty and risk and are more confident in making decisions. Now, there is a key, a key part of Hochfeld's model. Hochfeld did a dimension, cultural dimension, looked at different countries, the way they behave and all of that. And we use that for organizational behavior as well. And uncertainty is one of the things. Avoiding uncertainty is one of the things he looked at. All right. How much of bullet am I able to take? Not for anybody. Bullet in, I'm just using that to qualify my word. How much risk am I able to take? And that helps us actually to think of our decision again, even when you think, okay, that approach is not working, and be persistent on it. Go through it over and over again. Again, don't forget this image. If this is one thing, you're going to take a picture of this one and keep it. I will appreciate that. All right. I know we have access to this, to this material, but I'd like everybody to keep a picture of this page. Picture of this page. Think through it all the time. Put it beside you and it will help you to make right decisions. Okay. How do I set to be more develop self-awareness, where do a SWOT analysis, individual SWOT analysis. What area am I weak? What area am I strong? What are the opportunities around me in my career, in my organization? It's unfortunate. Some people don't even know the opportunities that exist in the organization. You don't know. I search my organization every now and then when a senior position is being advertised. I searched it. I know we work in different environments. I understand it. I understand the politics, organization politics. I understand that. But have you tried it? Have you given a go? They advertise it. Go for it. Go for it. And that means you should have shown some level of competence and some level of delivering some things before you can go for it anyway. So that means from day one, you should have a target that, okay, I'm here for business. I'm not just here to cash out at the end of every month. Build self-regulations. Like I said earlier on, I am now leading research in my department within a year. That people that have been there for years, they are doctors as well. They've been there. But when I got in, I was able to show that I'm not here for Joe, I'm here for business, right? Because I have some regulations. Then they ask, how come you're able to do this? I don't sleep, but I sleep very deep. If I'm going to sleep for 4 hours, I know 4 hours I'm sleeping. Then when I wake up, what am I doing next? I have things tailored down. So I have my regulations. Sleep so hours, work so hours. This is not a direction to now. Let me focus on this, finish it, and now back to this. Have some regular, build some principles around your career, around how you do things. Learn coping with different skills. It's difficult, but yes, learn. And be optimistic. Oh, I cannot overstress this. Be optimistic. Be optimistic. Never think your line manager even know more than you. Or you have an idea, for example. So you're going into that meeting. Oh, it's only my line manager that can talk. Say what you have. Be optimistic. I mean, just think beyond your capacity. Let me put it that way. Think beyond your capacity. Think beyond what you think you can do or you can deliver. Take a risk. Gamble your career way up. Gamble it. Do your research. Do everything you can. And I've seen this happen in my career. I mean, all my years. I do a lot of that. All right. Okay. There's no time. Know your strength and weakness. I've talked about that earlier on. I'll just quickly go because, like I said earlier, we don't have time. Question and answer. If you want to type your question in the chat, I will respond to that. I have just 2 minutes to do that. Question and answer, and let's use that to finish up the remaining part of this of this discussion. Seeing the business amazing. Yeah. Any question, please post it in the chat quickly. Of course, Casey, you're gonna get this.
Okay, doctor, you have a question.
Okay, where is it?
You have a question, sir.
Okay, please, doctor, I don't understand coping with skills. Okay, good. That's a very good point. How do I cope with skills? For example, you don't have much knowledge of data analysis. Let me use that one quickly. That's something I could quickly relate with. Then how do I cope with that? Being resilient or not giving up on that skill and pushing forward. In that process of holding on to it, then you're learning through it. It is one thing to go through this, all right? Training always change behavior, only change your behavior. All right, I've done the research on that. It only change your behavior, but it doesn't change your skill. It doesn't even improve your skill. Training only change your behavior, and that behavior now helps you to concentrate on that skill. It's just like coping with situation or coping with some things in life that you think, okay, this looks difficult, but I'm going to go all the way. So this is a skill I'm not good at, but I'm going to cope with it. I'm going to give my all to it. I'll continue. I'll discipline myself. I'll give it all I can. Cope with all the disappointments of that skill and be able to come out with something good out of it. Does that make sense to you? And Guy's opinion, that's what I can see there. All right, does that make sense to you? Any other question? I hope I'm able to answer that. Any other question to be sent to? Any other question? It's quite long, but it's fine. I don't know what you mean by it's quite long, blessing.
Okay, Blessing, I think she wants to
I don't know what
speak.
that means.
I think she wants to speak.
Okay, open up, blessing. If you can spare a few minutes, the administration can spare a few
No,
minutes. Why
please
not?
unmute her.
Blessing,
Let her speak
take
for
the
just
floor.
1 minute.
Good morning.
All right, please. Good morning, Blessing.
Thank you so much for the insightful session. It was really expository. Thank you so much. My question is, please do not see this as an excuse. I run my business, a firm, an accounting firm, and I have a lot of other things I would love to do, like goals I would love to achieve as a person, but at the moment I am not able to because I'm trying to, deal with running the business, staff wahala and all of that. So now my question really is, does it mean that I'm a failure at all those, or I don't know whether to call it a setback because he said we shouldn't use the word failure. Every year, year by year, I want to do this, and I don't just find the time. Now, to be honest, I won't say I sleep much because I hear you when you say you sleep for 4 hours and, putting in the work. The work I'm doing now is not even allowing me to sleep. So, but I have I have tons of other things I really want to do. And I just sometimes get discouraged. Maybe it will never happen, or maybe it's when I'm old, I just keep how do you manage, such situations and still thrive, in those areas that you really want to achieve as a person? Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. I don't believe you are failed, or neither do I believe those are setbacks. I just look at them as areas you've not explored. You've not given time to explore them. Now, this is another thing about doing a lot of things. Apart from my lecturing job, I do business as well. All right. And I'm still able to manage between all of these. And if you know how expensive, right? Okay, how expensive it is as a family person here, because childminder and all of that. So I don't want to pay any childminder. I still manage to take my kids to coach, pick them up from school, juggle between, at times I travel from my uni, quickly pick them up and drop them at home. Then I'm back to work again, doing all of that. And in the middle of that, I'm still able to do other things and get involved with so many things. So I do not believe that you failed. One thing I think is that maybe you can now prioritize the amount of time you spend on these different things that you do. I want your accounting business, accounting, a consulting business. You have accountants that work for you. You have staffs, isn't it? So you don't need to be in that one all the time. Your accountants can go on field and do what they need to do. They are well trained to whatever. If you need to take a decision, then they get in contact with you. They, you make the decision. All right. So you need something where you start to be able to manage that. All right. That if people that have and hand over responsibility to them, they're not able to run different businesses. Right, they're not able to run different businesses. So in your case, you need to now trust some people within your accounting firm to be able to manage things while you spend time now to explore the other opportunities that you think you have. So that is what I would think may be the problem. And again, when I said the word sleep, okay, it doesn't mean it is possible for someone to be awake for the whole night. It is possible. I can be awake for the whole night, but how productive is that period that I'm awake? How productive it is. So it's not about that. You don't sleep, excellent. Use time judiciously. Come down years. Have your priority. Then use people. Trust your employees. Invest in them. Trust them. That helps you to divert into other things. I don't think Orlando is on this call today. All right. But this session is going excellently well because there are people he trusts to manage. That's why we have Edith, we have Mercy, and they're doing excellently well. All right. So decisions are taken. So you can do the same thing. Trust people with this one that you have established, then explore the next. It doesn't mean you're abandoning this one. No, you're still there. But you are exploring another and spending less time here now, but it is still your priority, but you're spending less time because you have someone you can trust in there. Then you explore the next one. Then you are able to keep going round and round. And before you know, you have 2, 3, 4 streams of income where you now sit down and you have managers that can effectively and efficiently manage those businesses. So in my own point of view, I think you should come to a point where you trust people, hand them the responsibility, then explore the other. Does that make any sense to you? We can have, I mean, we can have further conversation around this if you think we want to explore this more. All right. Yeah, thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much. This really resonates with the thought I woke up with today. They need to start working smart, delegate duties, and take it extra to standard among me. Excellent. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. So delegate, you trust your employees. Find 2, 3 people you can trust as managers. Let them manage it. Then explore those dreams. Explore those other options that you have. Go for it. Go for it. Don't give up on them, and don't think, like I said earlier on, it's not a setback. You just have not taken time to explore them. Any other one quickly? My time is basically up. we reach out to you in question? Testing administrator. There. If you're on LinkedIn, I think my LinkedIn profile has been shared. My LinkedIn profile has been shared here. The administrator as well, we share it. So LinkedIn, can somebody put my LinkedIn there, please? Anyone put my LinkedIn on the chat? Or if you want me to time.
All right. Okay, while we are
Thank
still
you.
trying to share the LinkedIn link. Hello, sir, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm trying to.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we can
while
hear
we
you.
are
We
at
can hear you.
that, all right. So while we are at that, please, can we put a resounding round of applause?
I think it should be, maybe it's my network that is not good, but I think that is my LinkedIn profile. So that's my LinkedIn profile, so you can reach out to me. I can barely hear anything, so I want to believe, Messi, you've taken over.
Right.
So
Please
that's my LinkedIn profile already put in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. It was an exciting session with you, and I learned a whole lot. Thank you, thank you. More wisdom, more feathers to your cap. All right. So I would say from here, a very beautiful weekend to you. All right. Okay, so to everyone on the call, if you are for the AI and machine learning, please can you switch now to your classes? Or can you move to your class now? The link is already in the chat room. Emmanuel, please can you post the link to the AI again so they can migrate to their class right about now? Okay, we are already short of time. Okay, so the Zoom link for the AI and machine learning, I've sent it to the group. Please confirm you can still hear me. Confirm you can still hear me, please.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, thank you so much. So without further waste of time, the attendance is going to be sent to the group like we usually do. We do not share attendance in the first session because it's a combined class. So once we split to our different classes, that's when we share the attendance. So the attendance link is going to be sent right about now. Please make Henry Ogunlade a co-host. Permit me to just share my screen for just few minutes and then we'll start the second session from here. All right. Thank you so much. All right, thank you for your patience. Okay, so the next session we will be, we were supposed to go into the ISO session, but at the moment we are going to be going into the business analysis session. And the person who will be taking us on business analysis session is none other than Henry Ogunlade. With a solid foundation in information security and management, Henry brings in years of hands-on experience in safeguarding organizational data and implementing robust security measures. His expertise extends to data analytics and customer relationship management, ensuring a holistic approach to security that aligns with both technical and organizational needs. His dedication to upholding the highest standards of information integrity and his proactive approach to threat mitigation has consistently delivered exceptional results. He is passionate about fortifying enterprise landscape. He is eager to contribute to advance the cybersecurity objectives of forward-thinking organizations. He is a pension consultant and an entrepreneur. Ladies and gentlemen, with a resounding round of applause, can we make welcome our second trainer for today, who will be taking us on the business analysis session, stakeholder analysis, and management with Bizagay practicals. Please let's welcome our next trainer. Henry, please, if you can hear me, you can take it off from here.
Thank you very much, Messi. Can we hear me, please?